Hi, it's Reggie. Welcome back to Moonlight Moments and to the fourth episode of this five-part series. Over the past few weeks, we've been moving gently through different destinations of self-love. Each episode has asked us to slow down, to notice, and to meet ourselves with a little more honesty and care than we might be used to. Today's episode is an invitation to exhale. It's for anyone who feels uncomfortable resting, for anyone who feels guilty slowing down, for anyone who has learned to measure their worth by how much they can carry, fix, or hold together. This episode isn't about burnout or collapse. It's about permission. Permission to pause before you reach your limit, and to believe that your value doesn't disappear when you stop. If you've been feeling tired in ways that sleep doesn't seem to touch, let this be a moment where you don't have to push through or prove anything. So take a breath and let's begin. Lena had always been the one who noticed what was needed. She remembered the small things, the extra charger, the half-empty mug, the pause in someone's voice that meant they were holding more than they said. Her life had become a quiet choreography of readiness, an unspoken agreement with the world that she would keep things steady. Even here in this warm, quiet house, she felt it. The instinct to scan, to fix, to anticipate. She smiled easily during dinner, listened closely, laughed softly at the right moments. It was second nature. Care had become her language. But beneath it all was a tiredness she didn't know how to name. Not the kind sleep fixed, the kind that lived in her body, in the way her shoulders never fully dropped, in the way stillness made her uneasy, in the way rest always felt conditional. When the others went to their rooms, Lena followed, one hand resting on the banister. Her room was beautiful. Soft light, clean lines, a bed that looked like it belonged in a place people came to recover. She stood in the doorway and couldn't step inside. Her mind filled immediately with lists. Tomorrow, she would respond. Tomorrow, she would catch up. Tomorrow, she would make sure everything was handled. A quiet thought rose, uninvited but gentle. What if tomorrow doesn't need you? Lena inhaled sharply. She set her bag down and told herself she would just wash her face. Just change, just do something small and useful. But as she turned, the hallway beyond her room seemed to stretch, dimmer, quieter, as if the house itself was lowering its voice. She stepped into the corridor. The air grew warmer as she walked, slower, scented with something soft and familiar. Clean cotton, chamomile, the comfort of being cared for without asking. At the end of the hallway stood a simple wooden door with a small brass plate. The room of rest. Her stomach tightened. Rest had never been simple for Lena. It came with guilt, with internal negotiations, with the feeling that stillness had to be earned, and everything was never done enough. Her hand hovered before she turned the knob. Inside, warmth met her like a sigh. The room felt alive in a way she couldn't explain. Amber light softened the walls. A wide bed waited at the center, layered in blankets that looked impossibly gentle. The air seemed to breathe, slow, steady, and hurried. Nothing asked her to prove she belonged there. She sat on the edge of the bed, careful, as if she might be corrected. Her hands remained tense in her lap, fingers curled from years of holding. A thought surfaced, raw and honest. If I stop, who am I? Her breath caught. The room didn't answer with words, only sensation. Her shoulders softened without instruction. The light warmed her skin. The bed held her weight without expectation. "I don't know how to do this," she whispered. She lay back slowly, bracing for guilt, for urgency, for the itch to get up and be useful. None of it came. Her head sank into the pillow. Tears slipped free, quiet, unannounced. The kind that come when your body realizes it no longer has to stay alert. Nothing collapsed because she stopped. The world didn't ask her to get back up. For the first time in a long while, Lena rested without apologizing. And in that stillness, something settled into place. A truth she didn't have to earn. She was enough, even now. Especially now. Rest is one of the most misunderstood forms of self-love. We're taught to see it as something functional, a way to recover so we can return to being useful, a pause with a purpose, a tool to help us keep going. And while rest can be restorative in that way, that framing quietly reinforces a belief many of us already carry, that our value lives in our output. So we learn to rest conditionally. We rest when we're sick enough. We rest when we've earned it. We rest when everything else is done, which is almost never. The kind of rest Lena encounters isn't about recovery. It's about recognition. It's the radical idea that you don't need to be productive to be worthy of care. That stillness doesn't have to be justified. That doing nothing is not the same as being nothing. For people who have spent years being dependable, rest can feel destabilizing. When your identity has been shaped around being needed, slowing down can feel like erasure. If you're not helping, fixing, or holding things together, who are you? That question can be uncomfortable, even frightening. But self-love asks us to sit with it anyway. Because underneath the guilt, underneath the urge to get back up, there's often a deeper truth waiting to be acknowledged. You were never meant to earn your right to rest. You were meant to live from a place where rest is allowed. Rest is not a reward for exhaustion. It's a relationship with yourself. And when you begin to rest without apology, you start to rewrite the story of your worth, from something you prove to something you simply have. If you struggle with rest, you're not alone. Many of us learned early that being useful was a form of safety, that being needed meant being valued, that being dependable meant being loved. Over time, that lesson settles into the body, turning into habits that feel responsible, but quietly cost us peace. You might recognize this in yourself if you feel guilty sitting down when others are busy. You rest, but mentally rehearse what you should be doing. You feel anxious when you're not productive. You struggle to enjoy downtime without explaining it. This is especially common for women and mothers, who are often praised for how much they carry, not for how well they rest. But living in a constant state of output has consequences. It shows up as a chronic exhaustion that doesn't lift, as resentment you don't want to admit, as a sense that no matter how much you do, it's never quite enough. Choosing rest isn't quitting your responsibilities. It's choosing sustainability. It's choosing to believe that your presence matters more than your performance. That you don't have to disappear into usefulness to deserve care. That the people who truly love you don't need you to burn out to prove your devotion. This episode is for anyone who has ever felt uneasy doing nothing. and is ready to believe that stillness can be safe. If rest feels difficult or uncomfortable, here are a few gentle ways to begin practicing it, without pressure, without perfection. 1. Redefine what rest means. Rest doesn't have to look like sleep or silence. It can be anything that allows your nervous system to soften. Sitting quietly, lying down, staring out a window, breathing without multitasking. Rest is about permission, not performance. 2. Notice the guilt without obeying it. When guilt arises, try not to argue with it or push it away. Simply notice it. Guilt is often a habit, not a truth. Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I rest right now? 3. Practice resting before you're exhausted. This one is important. Waiting until burnout forces rest keeps the cycle alive. Try resting before you're depleted, even in small ways. 5 minutes counts. 4. Let rest be unproductive. Resist the urge to make rest useful. You don't need to optimize it, track it, or justify it. Let it exist as it is. Stillness doesn't need a purpose. 5. Remind yourself of this truth. Say it quietly or write it down. I don't need to earn rest. I am enough even when I stop. Let that be a practice, not a test. If you can, settle into a comfortable position. Let your body be supported by the chair, the floor, the bed beneath you. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Notice where your body is holding tension, your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. Without forcing anything, invite those places to soften just a little. Imagine yourself lying in a quiet room filled with a warm light. Nothing is expected of you here. No one is waiting. No task is unfinished. You are simply allowed to be. As you breathe, silently repeat, I am safe to rest. Nothing is required of me right now. I am enough, even in stillness. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Gently bring your attention back to your breath, back to the feeling of being held. Take one more slow breath, and when you're ready, return, carrying this softness with you. As we close this episode, I want to offer you a gentle truth to hold on to. Rest is not something you earn. It's something you're allowed. That's the heart of this episode. So many of us have learned to keep going even when we're empty, to treat stillness like a luxury, and to feel uneasy when we're not being useful. But self-love invites a different relationship. One where care is given freely, not conditionally. Here's the key takeaway to carry with you. You are enough even when you stop. Your worth does not depend on how much you do. If rest feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means you're learning something new, something softer, something kinder. As the series continues, we'll keep exploring other aspects of self-love. But for now, let this episode remind you that you don't have to hold everything together to deserve peace. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Follow Moonlight and Moments wherever you listen, and share it with someone who might need a little light today. Until next time, and as always, love yourself better than yesterday.
I've imagined pleasure in my worth in hours, and this I'm never finished too. Always feeling like I owe the world a better, stronger version of me too. I learned how to stay useful, learned how not to slow it down. But I'm tired of carrying everything like I won't be held if I sit down. What if rest isn't good enough? What if it's where I begin? What if I don't have to earn the right to breathe myself back in? I am enough without doing enough when I stop, enough when the world keeps turning and I let myself drop. I don't have to prove my value by running on fumes. I am worthy of care in this quiet room. I've been strong for so long, I forgot how to receive.